the streets. My pistol gon' bleed the streets. Ski mask on my face. Sometimes you gotta cheat to stay ahead in this bitch. Drink surf like it's liquor. Street life will have you catching up to God quicker. Sticker, AK-40 to your lipper. Let the chopper bang on you like a blood or a gripper. Flipper, so much bread, I'm a gymnast. Made so much money off of dummies, a ventriloquist. Or puppeteer, diamonds in my ear. New foreign ride every year. I'm in foreign gear. Plug show up with the pack, it's gon' disappear. Stick shift hustle, I stay in fifth gear. I'm Mr. Body Catcher, Slaughter Gang Soul Snatcher. Ain't no regular F-150, this a fucking rapper. No capper, street nigga, not a rapper. Chopper hit him and he turned into a booty clapper. Smith & Wesson, a 4L. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shit, yeah, man. This is gonna be a multi-educational video here. First of all, the video that I posted about the buck converter. Sorry it's kind of boring, but it was hard to do with one hand, and then it cut off the end. And I did check the output with the voltmeter, and it matched up. So that means the display was correct. The display did match the voltmeter output. Whew, I'm about high. I was trying to do this video with the ventilation going in here. Holy shit. About can't damn breathe for this shit. But I'm gonna show you something. Alright, so this amp right here is a very, very good amp. This particular one, this Power Zone, this PZI model. Now, this is also a this is a PZ. This is not a PZI. Now, the PZ is not as strong as this amp. No, this is a stronger amp. Notice this says PZ 1500.1. Okay. And then this one right here says PZI 1000. Well, I hate to tell you, this amp right here beats shit out of that one. It will. It is way heavier, built like a tank. This has a lot of plastic on it. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a good amp too. I've ran tests on that amp. That's a good amp. But this one's better. Way better. Okay? You're going to get your money's worth out of this one. Alright, I want to show you something right quick. Well, let me go back to the buck converter. Buck converter. Alright, so if you watch JJ's channel, some people do. I'm going to tell you, listen, the reason I pick on the dude because he stole from me. Yeah, he did. And I ain't going to let that shit down, and I'm going to teach his ass a lesson. What you should have done is paid me my fucking money or give me my shit back, but I know you sold the shit. Yeah, you sold the shit because you needed money. That's what he did. Yeah, he sold the shit. So, I'm going to pick on his ass. That's what you going to get. Listen. Stay in Missouri. Just stay in fucking Missouri. It's the best thing you can do. Alright, but what I'm going to pick on his ass about, I told you he was a dumbass. When I met him, I knew he was a dumbass from the way he was talking and shit. Now, what I do when I meet people, I play like I'm an idiot, like I don't know anything about electronics. Like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. You're going to have to show me. I do this with everybody when I meet them. Because I want to see if they're trying to shit somebody. And he's a shitter. And I knew that right off the get-go. Matter of fact, when he told me my radio was bad 4 times, it pissed me off, and I told him to get the fuck out of the way. I did. His wife was standing there. Everybody was. Duck was standing there. I said, man, get the fuck out of the goddamn way. That's what I told him. I said, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. I did. I told him right in the car. You can ask anybody. They were there. And it got quiet as a mouse on that motherfucker. He looked at me like, God damn, this motherfucker's pissed. I said, dude, I just drove 3 fucking hours to show you how to work a goddamn radio. And in his videos, he even says, I don't know much about how these radios work. I'm going to have to ask Nolan. In one of his videos. Yeah. He said he might know something more than I do. Hell yeah, I do. I know a lot more than he does. Same thing with, it was another thing he asked about. Oh, one of the subs had popped and he's like, I'm not so sure something ain't going on back here. And I was like, yeah, JJ, the fucking sub's blown. At least one coil. That was in Julian. Listen, guys, I could go on and on and on, and this is why I say you don't know the history. So when you think I'm picking on him, hell yeah, I'm picking on him because he fucking stole from me. Bruce Lee's were not given to that fella. No, he stole the shit and planned on stealing more. Yeah, absolutely. And also wire and all kinds of other stuff he don't know I'm aware of. But if you just watch the video about him installing fans, this is where shit's going to get funny now. He puts fans on giant line. All right, those are electric fans. All right, JJ, I'm going to give you a fucking lesson. I'm going to teach you something again. And I'm going to teach everybody else at the same time. Guys, those are DC motors. All right? If you watch the buck converter, when I was turning that fan up, that's a DC motor fan. As voltage increases to a DC motor, you increase current. Absolutely. You increase current. Yes. All right. But when it comes to an amplifier, when you increase voltage, technically you start getting more efficient the higher your voltage goes, and your current draw should be less at the same power, if that makes sense. So just say if you got 1,000 watts, if you're using your dyno tool or your fucking, ohm meter, whatever, and you increase the voltage, you make the amp more efficient. And so it's going to run less current at the same power. Yeah. Now on a DC motor, this is why Dum Dum couldn't figure out why his fuse is popping and everything else. Well, JJ, here's how it works. You got a 16 volt system. And when you put 16 volts to that fan, you've increased the current. And you're trying to blame it on this fucking Japanese shit, China amplifiers. They don't know what kind of shit to put in. No, you don't know what you're doing. So if you would have put it on a 12 volt system, you would have been fine. Your current draw would have came down. But you've got the amp or the fans running at 16 volt. When you do that, you've increased the current draw. Yeah. Absolutely. That's exactly what you've done. So you caused your problem like you do on everything. If you want me to show you how to fix your motor, I can do that for you too. But I'm not going to because I don't like you. No, I don't like you no more. No, hell no. I don't want to see you. Stay away. All right. Let's get to something. We'll help you guys out with something else, and we'll teach you something else. If you got something like this, a sticker shit, goo, whatever, a lot of people use alcohol. Well, alcohol won't touch this shit. No. What I recommend is you can get something like this. This is called rainbow gel. You can buy this shit. It smells like oranges. It doesn't make you want to pass out when you use it. And it really doesn't hurt you if it gets on your hands and shit. No, it doesn't hurt you at all. And it'll take that right off. Now, if you want some badass shit, and I suggest you wear gloves and wear a mask. This is called xylene. We'll tell you right there, there's some warnings and shit. Don't get this around flames or anything else, no. And this shit, man, I'm here to tell you, is, you see where it says ventilation? Well, I had vents, or the air running in here. You heard it when I started the video. To try to get the smell out, because I don't have a mask on and I ain't got no gloves on. Now, look, I'm already toxic. I've been around so many damn chemicals and shit at work over the years. When I first started, I'm gonna die something, I'm sure, from that shit. Probably like asbestos, and man, we used to drill all in that shit. That was before they knew what it was. But I'm gonna show you how good this works, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what xylene also would be. It is very good at if you got a speaker that you're trying to recon or you're trying to repair. Guess what that shit'll do? Just hang on, I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna dip it in this right here just a little bit. It doesn't take much, man. All right, so I got way too damn much, but watch what it does to this shit. And it ain't gonna hurt this paint or nothing, or this coating on the amp. Now what? It's softening that shit up to nothing. Turned it into jelly. You try alcohol on that, which I've already done. There's a little bit more right there. I'm not having to put much pressure on that. Oh, thank God the vent's running now. How to suck that damn stinking ass air out. Whoop! Now I can breathe. There you go. It's gone. Perfectly gone. Look at there, and it's going to disappear. Guys, these nuts going to teach you shit. I ain't going to just sit there and go, fuck it, let me finger it and all that stuff. Somebody asked me why I did that in a video the other day. I said, that's called the wasp sting. Wasp sting, hell yeah, like when you get stung by a wasp, they be doing that shit right there. That's also how you do, I'm gonna get dirty like him. That's also how you, if you got a girl with a fupa, you gotta sting it like that. You gotta. Alright, now this xylene, what this shit'll do. Guys, if you put this xylene, just say you got a subwoofer, and I'll demonstrate this shit on a subwoofer and show you what it'll do. Yeah, I'm gonna teach the subwoofer people some shit too. So you can save that cone if you want to. You put this right here, you buy these applicators. I'll show you in another video. You buy these applicators, they have to be solvent. What would you call it? Solvent resistant applicators, and you'll put this shit inside of it and you'll squirt it around the outside of your foam surround. It ain't gonna hurt that foam, no, and it's not gonna hurt your spider either. I'll show you in a video. And you let this shit soak on that damn spider, and you take, like, basically, you don't use a knife, you just use something that's got a sharp edge. You can use a knife, you just got to be careful. And just start prying up on that damn surround, and that shit'll come right off. Yeah, to take that CA glue off like it ain't nobody's business. So it's called xylene. You can buy this from Amazon. If you have to soak the speaker more than once, that shit will come off. Once you get it off, take some alcohol. Take the alcohol, put it on the spider, let it clean it off good, let it dry, and then you can reapply it to the subwoofer, to the frame, with CA glue, and it'll stick. Yeah, man. But hey, these subwoofer builders now, they ain't gonna tell you that shit. They probably don't even know. Half of them's retards. They ain't gonna know. Yeah, so they're not gonna know that shit, and they're not gonna tell you to use this, because they're gonna be like, Hell, I want to sell a whole Recon cheap. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you can repair the speaker, yeah, you can. I was going to do that with that Phi sub I got that I need to do the Recon on. I got the Recon, but the coil was damaged, so it wasn't going to do me no good to fix it. No, if the coil wasn't damaged, I could have fixed it. I could have took that whole damn speaker cone out with that xylene, and it will not hurt that speaker. No. It's going to hurt your nose holes, and your damn hands don't get that shit on you, but my hands are like leather, guys. They're tough. Yeah, that's where I glued my hand together with some damn CA before. See that scar? Like surgery. I was running from the police. Jumped the fence and dusted them. Anyway, let's get on to this amp. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. If you pick this amp up, this is a very heavy amp. And I'm going to say at least right at 30 pounds, close to it. I'll say this is, I'm pretty good at judging weight and shit. Because I used to pick up 110 pounds a whole bunch of times. You know, it's called a chick. So I'd say this is about, I don't like fat chicks. No, no, hell no. So this is about 30. They're fun to talk to, but that's about it. This is about 30, at least 30 pounds. All right, so I got a hell of a deal on this amp. Where'd I get this amp? Was it, I got this damn thing from, was it Goodwill? I think. Yeah, I think I got this sucker from damn Goodwill, man. Cheap as hell because nobody wanted it because it said crunch on it. Yeah, I got this from Goodwill. I'm pretty sure I did, and I think I was the only bidder. I believe I paid $10 for this. I'm pretty fucking sure. But I'm not positive. No, I'm not HIV positive like Magic Johnson. Now this crunch will light up blue. This is all aluminum. Very thick, very, very nice heat sink. You can tell this is brand new, guys. This is a brand new amp. Yep, it's 100% brand new. It is linkable, and if you look down here, the way the feet are made, the feet are actually tilted. You see to where it actually make the amp stand up so it can breathe on the bottom. Now it's got 4 25 amp fuses, all right? And this is what I'm gonna tell you about the power of this amp. So yeah, it was Goodwill. Right there's the fucking sticker. I knew it was, so right there it is. It was Goodwill. The amp's never been opened. Here's where QC passed. What does that say? Is that, what the hell? That's just a number. Yes, you can see it's just got fingerprints and shit on it. This is good for getting fingerprints and shit off too. Like that. It'll get it off. And then it'll dry. But it ain't gonna hurt none of this damn paint or none of that shit. It's not gonna hurt that. That xylene won't. But it will hurt your nose holes. Yeah, it stinks. So this is a brand new amp. And like I said, it's 4 25 amp fuses. Now this is supposed to be a 1000, right? Now I'm gonna show you the PZ series, which is a newer amp, and it's heavy too. It's solid. It's pretty much close to the same weight, but the good thing about this, it has a fan built in. This is a good amp, but it's not as good as that one. No. This is supposed to be a 1500, but it's got the same amount of fusing as the 1000. See? Another thing I don't like about this amp is these leaning ass. I don't know why they do these amps this way. I can't stand that. When they got the wires where you got to go up in the bottom at an angle, it sucks. I mean, but if you use like rubber feet, which is what I always use, it's not so bad. But you basically got to bend the shit out of the wire to get it up in there. I don't like that style. This is probably the worst. I hate these worse than them flat blade deals. I can't stand these leaners. So, but I wanted to show you and tell you about the way current draw works and shit. Is that some goo right there? I can get that off with some shit. If it's a DC motor, when you increase the voltage, you're gonna increase the draw, the current draw, because the DC motor's working harder. And I don't think JJ understands that. So JJ, that's why your fuse blew and shit like that, is because you increase the voltage and you're making the amp spin, or the fans spin real hard. You fucking moron. Yeah, I'll call you a moron. That's why I call people morons. They're not smart, but they claim to be, and they claim to work for these businesses and shit. And that's the person that they got telling people what to do. You better call my hotline if you need to know how to set a damn amp up or something. I damn sure wouldn't take that person's word for nothing. Hell no. No. But this amp I like this amp better. If you can find these PZ, the PZI series, that is a killer amp, and it makes a lot of steam. It's got some balls, biggity big balls, and I'll open these up. I've already opened this up and shown you, I think, the internals of this one. I'll show you the internals of that one, and that amp will whoop this one's ass. Even though this has a fan, but this has got a fan because they learn from mistakes of it's better to have an amp cool than hot as fuck. Yeah. You guys take care and have a great day. See you.